Working as an advocacy researcher within the BCTF resulted in the production of analyses over a wide range of issues affecting education, K-12 education in British Columbia. Often these positions and these research papers would not be viewed in the same way by people from different organisations who often were advocating for their own organisation's interests. So it struck me that any process or situation that offered the possibility of bringing together people from very different perspectives to explore an issue rather than just argue about it seemed to me very productive. So constructive deliberation seemed to offer both skill sets, processes that could allow very different perspectives of people with very different perspectives to come together to look at an issue, to explore that issue and use those processes to see whether a satisfactory outcome could be resolved. I often noticed working within the union that whether an issue was being discussed either internally within the union or whether I was in a meeting perhaps with a school district group, that there was often very little changing of positions. People often seemed to come in with set positions, and while there was some willingness to explore in some cases, there was often a situation where those positions were debated and reinforced rather than explored. So I thought some kind of process, and constructive deliberation is such a process, that could actually let us take a step back, try and figure out what we actually knew was factually correct, what we could agree on that was correct, and what we needed to find out might actually help to produce more productive discussions and dialogue, and actually get to conclusions that all people in the room could actually live with to some extent. So I think just the shifting away from positions, from debate, towards a process that brings more information, brings in some skill sets, offers some process thinking about how to discuss issues is highly beneficial. Another reason for supporting the exploration into constructive deliberation is somewhat more mundane. It's about the utilisation of processes within the regular meetings, the everyday meetings that take place within an organisation. And when people within that organisation meet with people from different organisations, I think my observation was that over years a number of these meetings were less than effective. I'm not sure that my skills were always the greatest, but I'm also certain that some of the processes were not conducive to being efficient, being productive, making sure voices were heard and the topic adequately covered and a resolution arrived at or progressed towards. So I think any process, and constructive deliberation was such a process, that could actually give people within those everyday settings, everyday meetings, some way of being more effective in those meetings individually and collectively was definitely of interest, and that's what constructive deliberation to me is also all about. It's about arranging and fixing the everyday as much as it is the larger issues within the system and how organisations interact.